In this video, we're going to use the distribution of words across word classes, also called part of speech, to analyze two political speeches. In our first part of this 3-video series, we got some results from a very large corpus of text, and we found, for example, that the noun word class was by far the biggest. So we'll just move this to the side, and I will show you that I have now added the results for Donald J. Trump's speech in 2019. It is a speech that has a total of 13,000 words, and we see the relative distribution here, which allows us to compare with a very big corpus here, which was a corpus with 158 million words. But the two texts actually more or less agree. It's close to the same percentage, 26, well, close to 27% of the words in Donald J. Trump's speech are nouns. In the big corpus, it's 24%. Both text groups agree that verbs are the second most frequent, close to 16% and a little bit more than 19%, and so forth. But I'm not going to be comparing the very big text with the much smaller text. I'm going to add another text which I prepared here, and that is Barack Obama's speech in 2010, which was his second presentation before a joint Congress. And we see here that, just have that here, that Trump has more nouns than Obama. Obama, on the other side, has more verbs than Trump. If we go down to adjectives, we see that Trump has 8% adjectives and Obama only 7.6%. This is the theme that we're going to look at. So there seems to be something going on here. Let's find out what that might be. And I've set up an analysis here. We see Barack Obama's speech here and Trump's down here, 2019 compared to 2010. And I'm going to use a timeline analysis because that will give me extra information. I will see not just the level of the adjectives, but I will also see how it unfolds as the speech is being presented. So let's see here, adjective. So we have word class adjective, and I'm going to have the relative because they're not the same size, we know that, so for that reason it's good that I do the relative analysis, and I'm going to divide the speech up into 8 parts. Let's see how that looks. And here we have it. Here at the left side we have the start of the speech, and at the right side this is the conclusion, the end of the speech. And these are the adjectives being used by the two presenters. For more clarity, I'm going to change this to 4 parts. And here we have it. Now we see that actually, yes, indeed, the relative level of adjectives in Trump's speech, the black line here, is the higher line all the way through the speech. And the relative level in Obama's speech is indeed the lower line all the way through. We might be interested in trying out some various hypotheses, and I'm going to jump directly to one that I believe can give us some extra insight into the differences in this kind of vocabulary that Trump and Obama use. So I'm going to take a certain subsection of adjectives. I'm going to take the ones where we have adjectives that are superlatives. And we have them here, so we see that's being branded as a adjective form. And let's see how that unfolds. And indeed, here we have a much clearer pattern. We see that they start more or less at the same level, and towards the third part here they are more or less at the same level. But in the middle, or the second part here, and towards the end, Mr. Trump has substantially more adjectives of the superlative form that he uses for his particular kind of rhetorics. We can also do this in a different way. We can go out and see some quotes. So we'll have a quote search, and we'll have superlative. And we now are going to get quotes from both texts, and we have them here. For example, a quote from Donald J. Trump. Lowest rate, lowest level, largest number, greatest need, so forth. And we have down here some quotes from Barack Obama. Toughest to read, biggest bank, fastest trains, largest investments. So what you have seen here is going from a very broad knowledge about the differences on a broad scale in word classes and down to the actual quotes that can give insights into the linguistic aspects of a speech. In a third section, we're going to go into the rhetorical devices. So thanks for watching, and see you back soon.